Hello, my name is Björn Holmström. I'm the CEO of NSS Water Enhancement Technology. Our focus is the semiconductor industry, because today the industry has a big problem to verify nanoparticles in water and avoid so-called killer particles. Killer particles are nanoparticles that are larger than the chip you try to manufacture. For example, if you work with nodes down to 3 nanometers, if you have nanoparticles larger than that, that's a potential threat to the chip you try to manufacture. Since water is one of the most important ingredients in making semiconductors, the industry uses huge amounts of water. For example, for one wafer, it takes about 7,000 liters of ultra-pure water through the whole process. So we say that next generation semiconductors need next generation of water. And that's why we have invented a system that we call WET, which stands for Water Enhancement Tool. WET is the first nano-pure water on the market, which means that we don't have any nano contamination above 5 nanometers. It's an easy scalable technology that can be used in a small machine or in a large system. And what differs us from competitors today is the purity of the water and how to use the water. For example, we can rinse a wafer with 1 liter of water in a certain process steps. We produce and use, which means that we produce the water where you use the water. We don't produce the water in a facility far away. We don't use lots of piping, external tanks or anything like that. We produce the water where you use the water. If we look at the environmental impact, that's very important for us. As I said, we can reduce the water usage with up to 90% in certain steps. We don't add any chemicals whatsoever. As a matter of fact, we can reduce the amount of chemicals needed. For example, the semiconductor industry uses a lot of hydrogen fluoride, which is a very, very dangerous chemical. We can dilute this chemical or in certain steps remove it all. We can also reuse the wastewater from the rinse process, put it back into the cleaning process again and use it in the process. If we look at now why water is important for the semiconductor industry, as I mentioned before, we have the so-called avoid killer particles, which means we need a higher quality water. If we look at the biggest semiconductor manufacturer today, which is TSMC in Taiwan, they have severe problems with droughts in Taiwan. For example, they spend about 600 million Swedish crowns to take water from one place in the country and ship it by lorries to the factories to make sure that they have sufficient water. They actually believe that in the future they can't make as many semiconductors as they want to because of water shortage. If we look at customers that we aim for, it's the large semiconductor companies. We have Infineon in Europe, TSMC in Taiwan, Intel, we have Samsung, for example. We aim to work at these companies with the help of so-called sales agents. These agents are people that already sells equipment to this industry. So with the help of sales agent, we will get a foot through the door. If you look at where we're at now, last year we did some IP developments. We now have patent pending for our technology. We got 2 patent pendings right now, and we have 2 more on the way that we will finish when we have secured funding. We started building test units. We have the proof of concepts, we build the prototypes, but now we build test units that will go out to the industry for pilot testing. So we are also now looking for financing. So we're doing a seed round when we were looking for about 5 to 6 million Swedish crowns, and we hope to close this seed round before this summer. If you look at our team, we're a very diverse team. We have people from the semiconductor industry, we have people from the process industry, a water industry. For example, I have a background, I used to work at Ericsson in Stockholm. I used to work as a process plant designer at Reilers. I have a colleague called Malin Soltau. She's also process engineer and project manager. Erik Östräng, who is our semiconductor expert. He's worked 7 years in the industry with technology development, sales, and has built up a huge network of people within the industry. We have Christer Ljungvall, who's PhD in economy, used to work and lived and worked in the latest 18 years in Asia, for example as a innovation and science counselor at the Swedish Embassy in Beijing. We also have Bengt Wallin, who is expert in water treatment solutions, known from the process industry. So we say that we're a diverse team with expertise from many different backgrounds. And we want to be a part of AMATCH because we think that we have a technology that will be extremely good and useful for this industry, both, as I said before, to make higher quality water that's needed for next generation semiconductor, and also for the environmental impact, because we need to use less water and be conservative about the water we have today. So we would love to be a part of AMATCH and meet and present our technology for investors and everyone. Thank you very much.